This is Devin Hasenflue. I'm product manager at Percussion Brands here at the Dario. We're out here in Farmingdale, Long Island, New York, at the main percussion manufacturing facility here for the Dario, where we make all Evans drum heads, ProMark mallets, and Pure Sound snare wires. Starting here in our mallet cell, where also some of our Evans accessories are packed as well. So we'll take you through the kind of the whole step process. Let's go. So here we have our sound off mutes. We apply a silicone logo here to all of them to make sure, hey, you know where this is made and where it's from, but all this product is here and sourced and manufactured in the US. But main part of this area again here is ProMark Mallets, so we're gonna walk through some of the key components in inventory this way. So in the ProMark portfolio, we have numerous mallets, unwrapped, wrapped either with cord or with yarn. We have timpani mallets as well, bass drum mallets, gong mallets, pretty much anything you would need a mallet for, we manufacture it here in New York. But most notably, all of our keyboard percussion mallets, majority of the mallet heads, anything that has a polymer or a plastic attached to it, we injection mold here in New York, and we can perfectly control the shape, the diameter, the hardness of the material. And in here we have our patented mallet insert, which contains threads that allows us to not only add weights around that insert to influence the throw of the mallet, but also to ensure that these mallet heads aren't flying off, whether you're on a stage, you're on the front lines of a marching ensemble. ProMark mallet heads are going to be all good to go. All these mallets that are made here are going to be being used at many of the main DCI groups that you'll see this summer. A number of our series, including the Spire series, the Jim Wunderlich lineup, the Diversity line, the Andrew Markworth, so you'll be able to see these mallets in action live at DCI this summer. So now we're going to go over to handles. For all the handles, they're sorted by either by mallet type or diameter. Most notably, majority of our bass drum mallets for the marching space have this sort of taper in here to make sure you can get a nice throw, but they're still lightweight, so you can be pretty nimble when playing fast runs across the line. And then we also have, for mainly the keyboard mallets, a rattan, which is a naturally recurring material that's more flexible. You most commonly see this in unwrapped mallets along with vibraphone mallets. And then we also have birch as our primary mallet handle material that we use across majority of the Spire Marimba line and other various mallet lines we have here, including the Evelyn Glennie Signature Mallet series, all use unfinished birch handles. So moving through all these here, again, we have timpani. We have some of these synthetic ones as well that we'll utilize for the education space, like for those ORF instruments that you may have in your classroom. We want to make sure you have a very durable mallet handle at the elementary level to make sure you have something that's going to last quite a long time in the classroom, but also not splinter or cause any issues with your students. So that's pretty much all the mallet handles that we have here. So at this point, you've seen mallet heads, mallet handles. Now we got to go to assembly on how we put this stuff together. So all these operators here are specifically trained in this area. With the Dario, we have our own kind of proprietary process for string manufacturing, right? So we've pretty much taken that vision and put it into mallet wrapping. So with mallet wrapping, we can now consistently wrap the appropriate tension, amount of quarter yarn, at the right amount of speed across these mallet heads to ensure consistency, whether you're buying these today or you're buying them 6 months from now from Steve Weiss. You know that you're going to have the same performance from pair to pair throughout your tenure of playing. So this is the final finishing step. That this is something that a machine can't really do, is the final stitch at the top and the bottom layer of the mallets. So these are all hand stitched that are all specified, so there's an actual method to this, and we have a manual for every mallet line that gets put out here. So once everything's kind of wrapped up and ready to go, this is the last finishing step until we do a changeover, load some new material into the machine for the next manufacturing order. And then from there, they pretty much just get bagged and labeled and off to our distribution center a couple blocks away. So in short, that's mainly the process. Anything else really just kind of gets glued together. But the more complicated parts of the process are all going to be anything that's wrapped.